My soul is infinitely young and infinitely old. Infinite paths diverge, yet only one will I see be told. As my third eye opens, it guides me to unfold. Through this body may I become realized, and through this soul may I become to know upon which being is comprised. To be on the way but never to arrive, to exist beyond death, to be truly alive, to journey and fast and become time. That is the essence of this pilgrimage's rhyme. To summon mystery from our greatest depths, to dispel the shackles of human sense, to breathe resonance in multi-dimensions, comprehensions, to live fully and be grateful for the present, to live fully and be grateful for the present, to live fully and be grateful for the present. A hum charges my body. Interwoven structure of connection, historian of countless layers. A hum charges our body, interwoven in melody, a structure of countless connections. A hum opens my heart and I allow you in. Fluid state, dynamic, electric magic takes shape in this space, and I know that I am. Sometimes a haunted being, but bright light casts shadows out. A hum opens my heart, and I know that I am. Carry me home, sweet songs of inseparable continuity. Distant at times I am from you. A hum charges my body and moves love through me, thusly to you. Shattered time bonds us in cosmic fusion. Moving through our collective confusion. Burns hurting are now curled versions of life's unfurling. An ancient kiss, healing peels scars of back. Underneath we cry witness as magic breath besets gravity of helplessness, expelling the tellings of world awry. Cry into this space and witness our magic. Carry me home, sweet songs of love. I'll cry forever, if only to know you. A historian of countless layers. This world is burning. A hum charges my body, and I know that I am. A hum charges my body, and I know that I am. Ocean mists, shimmering skin, ancient, a lantern, your lighthouse illuminates fog. Whirlwind of breath to send currents, clearing what was once lost. Your glowing light, a beacon to all. The divine goddess, uncompromised in their pure beauty, fully naked but draped by the riches of past. The swiftness of emotion amassed, the freedom of movement everlast. Waves of feeling, you are the ocean's stillness and its crash. By sending back layers of memory, savior by healing shadows of any enemy. Sun, a burning glow upon your breast. Water's currents slipping through fingertips as it laps up to soften the fire in your chest. Goddess, warrior, mother to all. Adorned by feathers of infinite history, her story is ours, and ours hers. Your glory is self-evident, painted upon every landscape and behind the eye of all that is sentient. You are morning and night. You are moon and the lioness's fights for life. You are love volcanic bursting through the ocean floor. You are the cooling air shaping the rocks upon which you now sit and flow. Goddess of one, goddess of all, you are how we the universe became to know. And as the thought of death crept into my mind, I was surprised to find that I didn't quite want to let it subside. The idea of so many here and already gone took the place of fear and a life gone wrong, because I began to ask, how many humans just died in that moment past? How many animals have lived already and will continue to see the slow flash of life ever blooming? How long has life been death, and what is it exactly that we're pursuing? As I kept stepping back to take stock, I began to realize that there's just as much death as there is life on this rock. Tick-tock, as time continued to pass, and my mind's expanse to other rocks, harboring life and the unending death that comes with such sight. And what lay beyond the bounds of our known universe, whose persistence is never gone, always a witness, more life, more death, unending existence, and the pureness of being spent, yin and yang, you know, cause in the end it's all the same, yet somehow for now we're stuck in our conscious plane, questioning what the difference is between death and this thin line of life that we play. But that's exactly it, I exclaimed, unable to dispel the notion of infinitely bending and unending death that keeps life in motion. Through this ocean of death, here we are. In this great wave, my molecules have gotten this far, exploded from stars which are now dark and dead to give me oxygen, water, and a thinking head. And praise the Lord, you say, and I agree, trying to be thankful to stay. But no way I'm gonna give this life to the games you play. So from here on out until my final bed, I'll know that the reason I'm alive is that I'm already dead. And if you've sunk to the bottom of life, every step up is another step up into the light. Cause if everywhere is death and if everywhere is life, then right here is the universe in a body just right. And if that's not enough to fill you with light, then just think of the beauty and freedom in life, when death is always at the root of your sight. When death is always at the root of your sight. It's coming for all of us. It's coming for all of us. We're all gonna die. We're all gonna die. Self is in itself inherent, body, mind, a vehicle to make apparent this inherent beauty within, indispensable, judicious, unamendable, perfect and vicious. Through us, it moves us, and through us, it soothes us. And we are but the mask, flesh, bones, thinking, ego, personalities sinking as the divine self remains unblinking. In space, time, our universal rhyme, whose only purpose is to allow the divine to once again see itself. For once its energy became pure and undiluted, the consciousness of the world became isolated, secluded, lonely, infinite, blissful, non-existent. Something had to persist with it. Thus the story of creation, space, time, matter, creatures thereon after. No, not real, tangible like we perceive, but we are the dreams of the divinity, what it wishes to see. And as an egoless sea of information and energy, don't believe the divinity wants us to worship thee, not in the way most humans think at least. All one must do is drop everything we think makes me, and you, flesh, bones, and space-time, consciousness hidden somewhere in the folds of this universal rhyme. Our consciousness, infinite, ego, the limit. So the sooner we sit and relax, unwind from our personal stories, emotions, perceptions, pursuits of glory, purge from our head until like thread the web of the divine self is spread, the sooner we will see and the sooner we'll be free. And by then you'll realize that time never took you there in the first place, because that moment has existed for eternity. And so for this moment as the next, for this divine story as the rest, for this beautiful happening in the eternal now, I'll continue my journey as a believer, and in this moment as the rest, I'll ever search for the dreamer, for the dreamer. Thank you. I have a few more for you. Ever flown in dreams that seep, eyes that see, spirit seeking meaning to be, flowing easy, calm like bees, like seeds yet to become trees, calm like children not yet with us, perfect versions, unhurt, superfluous. Yeah, just like spaceships and spaceless embraces, just spaceships and spaceless embraces. And we're all part of this spaceless embrace. Minds designed to create time, comprehend our universe's vibe of information and experience, interpreted since before birth, revealed to us the precious gift of living on earth we see thus. And as spaceless embraces, universal planes encase us, infinite existence, persistence within us keeps us going without stop, as our spirits lock hold of the info flow from which life leads us to show. Music, love, inspiration, embracing instantaneous ideas fluctuating in between us, a rock and flow, unhindered vibe, spirit show where the universe wishes to grow. Infinite stories yet untold, infinite experiences to behold, and infinite gazes to take place through this spaceless embrace. Best friends, connections who see no ends, strung like guitar strings, like an infinite harp, hearing infinite heartbeats, grooving tunes, duo guitar feast, beautiful souls sing and unfold, each moment embraced, let be told. Y'all ready? Let's do it. A mother's love, brothers' verses to keep in touch, satellite images, all just other projections of us, ebb and flow, like our emotions go, vision, inhibition, our ability to tap into the frictionless precision that's given within our self-sustaining system. And in unread lines of the universe's code, we behold what we've always known yet never been told, because if pain is illusion, then so is every other sense we've ever been shown. So what the f*** does that mean for this life we've grown? Interesting enough, but questions expand like our perception of space-time does. And I believe that truth echoes in unconfronted expressions of self, pulsations at our own wavelength, frequencies that take us somewhere else. So abort reality, stillness, and infinite actuality, because together we're continually swimming on a moment's point, on a moment's point, on a moment's point, on the plane of infinite eventuality, of infinite eventuality. Thank you. Thank you. I have a few more spoken word pieces for everybody. I just want to thank everybody who's here and who has been here and who will be here in this event and in life. I give thanks. And I have a few more pieces for everybody before we hop over to the EP, which is going to be premiering on YouTube. So make sure you have that link pulled up. It's posted in the event page. And at 8 o'clock, that's going to be going down, and I hope you're ready to bump some tunes because it's going to be pretty bumping. But in the meantime, I have a few more poems for you. So thank you so much for being with me in this moment. Sketches, sometimes lazy and out of tune, sometimes tessellated with meaning and rhyme, and sometimes crazy, but always the undressed version of our mind's design. Reflections, imperfect expressions of our eyes' impressions, distinct sections, yet somehow all connected, like changing key abstractly while the song continues to be oneness. The canvas softly reacts with proper syntax. Negative spaces embrace the places where notes are played, where strokes are delicately laid, where thoughts become ideas and ideas become thoughts sought out ad infinitum. All play out along our infinite continuum as something shows from where this stream flows, info crunching our brain knows to continue to grow, idea bunching our creations continue to show that art is the way reality is set to sow. This is called Shorts Points. Shorts Points was a jazz club in Cincinnati. The oldest, the only jazz bar in town. Pleasant carpet tapestries hung unadjacent to the ground. A drummer's 2/4 beat transmitting foot to feet as minimal distances embrace. Red lights glimmer and swim. Enriched, our minds are taken to sit upon the warm sand of Jamaican lands. Baritone sax, warm impacts float into new syntax. SJO reads the bandstand. Welcome to my living room, says Ed the pianist, leading the band as he sees fit. True love for music, that's what this is. Maybe tonight, jazz will be the news. His voice resounds, miraculously magnificent, intact, impactful insignificance as alto sax and rhythm sections present fluid visions, as halo braids painted as jazz cats praise us with both discord and grace. A tenor sax wails to everyone and no one but himself and those willing to share the space. Stand-up fiddle melts into the wall while the piano installs the latest update on a drummer man's diddle diddle. And just in time to save grace of the moment's rhyme, our humble trombonist steps up to take his place with the show's continuing wish, all sipping wistless bliss. Players keep playing from their own religious commitment, heads nodding, shouts bobbing as the jazz choir keeps concocting, bebopping and sometimes mocking, but you know in this joint the beat's the permanent keeper that never stops talking. Rhythms and keys split seams, yet all weaves together seamlessly. Salt and pepper impressions outline giant steps over rock bottom ledges, and fuck! Screams the veteran tenor at misstepped ledgers, but blowing your top only shows when a bad temper's dropped, and the bassist looks over and smiles, his expression registering that this tune and this dude never stop. And good thing too, because right now the trumpet's blowing something oh so smooth, a deep set groove that's eaten the present tense and fumes. It's a night that moves the room into a place it's never seen and surely won't see again soon. All right, dear friends, thank you again. I have one more spoken word piece. We got jazz cats floating, like inhaling opium, like strolling through a red park, joking as the sun soaks up the songs of the larks, chilling in the dusk, not dark, although both are touching, not apart, like how the end is just a start, and like waterfalls soaring over the edge to more riverbeds ready to embark. Bouncing now, the water pops and flows, lapping up and down the way energy knows the path of least resistance, like presentness vibing through the essence of a moment's resonance as momentous lessons extend relentless benevolence by black and white keys, tempered, empowered by a single mind's inventions. Bass playing roots on faith in a hard-struck groove face as an abstract backbeat takes us to a nameless place, making us behave loose and gracious, letting us appreciate what nature gave us, setting us to share musical embraces through unrehearsed vibes interplaying, combining to make new messages as tokes, notes, and musical jokes keep aligning. So whether it's worth it or not to keep trying, these cats keep playing and implying that surviving is jiving to jazz and letting ourselves continue diving until we reach with our hearts and minds where the stars are at. Letting ourselves continue diving until we reach with our minds and hearts where the stars are at. Thank you all. I really appreciate everybody sharing this space with me. Thank you so much. That is the last spoken word piece I have for right now. And I want to let everybody know that I am working on a poetry book coming up, most likely to be released next year. And I'm very excited because I have a ton of poetry I've been working on for probably about a decade, and it's time that I collected all the pieces and share them with the world, and this is an opportunity to start getting the poetry out there, so thank you again. And it's a similar story with the EP, so I've been working on these pieces starting about 4 years ago, and I've been working on individual songs and needed to put a deadline on myself to get them out there and to share my music with the world so that I could start working on new music and start working on other projects that I'm passionate about. And so this EP release actually means a really huge deal. It means a lot to me, and it means a lot to me to have everybody out there supporting this. And so thank you for everybody who's here and who's shared this event and told other people and who's just given me support. I give a special thanks to both my parents and Mike Delaney especially as well for supporting me musically and in every other way. So again, that EP is going to be premiering on YouTube. So if you haven't opened up that link, make sure you do that because it's coming up here in just a few minutes. And the EP will be playing on YouTube. And then after the EP is done, I am inviting everybody back here for just a chat or Q&A. So, if you have any comments or just want to ask me any questions, I invite you to just chat a little bit after the after the EP is released. So yeah. Oh man, thank you, Shelby. Thanks, Mike. Thank you, Amy. Thank you, Blake. Thank you, Emily. Thank you, Nova. To become time, yes, to become time. We are all becoming time, or maybe we are becoming timeless. Woot! Thanks, Monique, Brandon. Oh my gosh, wow! I have not, seen any of these comments while the performance is going down. So thank you. That's really amazing. Thank you. Wow. Alex, thank you, thank you. You all are amazing. Oh my gosh. I can't even take it. Jeez. Wow. Those comments are spectacular. So thank you. Wow. Again, make sure you open up the link that I've shared a couple times to the YouTube page. That's where the EP is going to be going down in just a couple minutes here. And yeah, get ready to bump it, because I think they're kind of bump worthy tunes. I will say to you until the EP has premiered. I see that some folks have joined the EP, so that's great. Again, I hope I see you here afterwards for a little bit of a Q&A, and I can just let you know what's going down. All right, everybody. So much love, so much gratitude. This has been amazing. Appreciate each and every one of you so much.
process of your order, a partner of the sun's energy. Like a plant, proliferate your sights and sounds.
universe's hand as each galaxy continues to expand upon the unmanned blueprint upon which it all was planned.
Yet stars continue exploding, throwing the crucial elements out upon which lives are ever growing. Upon which lives are ever growing, 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 growing. Upon which lives are ever growing, growing. Yet within this chaos encased in us is blissful stillness, unaware to the monumental thrill which casts matter to spill upon space expanding faster than the mind's racing to catch up to decisions already taken place. Our will's the aftermatter. Our will's the aftermatter.
Hey, everybody. Thank you so much for listening to the EP and chatting and enjoying the experience. Like I said, this is a culmination of literally years of work over time that has been in my heart and soul that I'm so happy to have out there in the world. So thank you again for everybody who's been here. I really appreciate your support. A special thanks to Blake Anderson for providing some mix consultations, and for Ellen Antes, whose beautiful vocals those were on the last track there, and everybody else who, of course, has made this possible in their various ways. And so one thing that is really hard as an artist, which most people who are watching this probably are artists and also would agree. It's hard to, keep in touch with everybody, and to, get people to know what's going on with your creations. And so that's, super important to me. And, I love helping disseminate other people's work. And if you want to stay in contact, obviously we have social media, but I'm also sharing a link for a little email sign up in case you would like to just share your email so that we can keep in touch that way as well. I'm not sure if I shared the right link. Yeah, there we go. That's the right one. So that would be amazing. And let me know if you have any questions or thoughts or experiences. Thank you, Blake. Big clapping hands. Thank you. Appreciate it. I can take a big sigh of relief. So another thing you can do that would be a huge help is, supporting my work on Facebook, if you like the page, Zef Rem, and Instagram, and subscribe to YouTube if you haven't already. And of course, if you'd like to share the EP on YouTube, that would be incredible. Just let people know about it. It's hard to really get yourself out there. And I know this is early on in my EP music production making career. And I hope that this is one step in many that are going to come down the road. And so I'm really excited about that. And I'm excited to collaborate with everybody out there who's working on creative projects, whether that's music or meditations, yoga, community building. I hope you stay in touch with LifeGarden Productions. That's where I'm going to be posting a lot more health, wellness, and action-based content. And the Zef Rem website should be up at some point, so I'll definitely let you guys know. So again, if you could share the video, let people know that you enjoyed it. If you did, if you hated it, let people know too, and then they might listen anyway. So that'd be cool. And I'm going to be releasing this on Spotify very soon, so definitely keep in touch about that. And I'm excited about that. It's going to be available through all the major distribution channels, but it'll take about a week or two to get that all figured out. And so let me know if you have any comments or questions about the process. Each song kind of had its own little story. And Sophia, thank you so much. Thanks, Nikki. I'm glad the kids were entranced. That's really special. So each song kind of had a little bit of different inspiration, and something I think would be helpful to share is that a lot of my music started from what myself and a few of my friends, including Blake and Amy, call power hours. Power hour. And basically you just sit down and you create something musically, in this case, for an hour. Whether that's like a whole song outline, it doesn't have to be great or amazing, or just like 4 measures of as amazing sounding music as possible. And just sit down, time yourself. You have to put a timer on it, and you have to do it for an hour. And it really forces you to just get those creative juices going and flowing and moving. And it's literally an hour. I mean, I know it's hard to find time sometimes to do things, but a lot of times we ignore what we really should be doing and what we're passionate about because we're getting stuck up in the motion of things. We're getting stuck in the daily grind, and just setting an hour to, whether it's paint or make music or, even anything, you know, exercise, make food, whatever it is. But a power hour is a really fantastic way to commit yourself to doing something amazing and good for you and good for the community. Thank you, everybody. The man on the moon. Yeah. So I'm not sure who's in that suit. The eyes and ears are grateful. Thanks, Jed. I'm grateful for you. Grateful for you. Ellen, Renaissance man. Impressed and pleasantly surprised. Well, thank you. And yeah, Ellen again was the vocalist at the end of the track there, and that was called Chariot in the Sky. And we recorded that, I don't know how many years ago. And it's just, you know, I've been kind of working on the song here and there. And my last piece of advice is really to, if you have projects, put a deadline on it. You know, that was the first thing that was recommended in basically this EP blueprint that I was using to help as a guide for this process and project. And one of the first things is set a deadline. And so I did that. It was a couple months out, and you have to really, you know, make it realistic, but you also have to push yourself. And I've been, you know, working my regular job during the day and then working another 4 to 8 hours after that on this EP, you know, every night. So again, a huge breath of relaxation. And yeah, so I guess, like I said, check for that, you know, email sign up if you guys want to give me your email so that we can for sure stay in touch. And I know money is like super tight for everybody, and I'm going to share my Patreon. I just started it. It's just, if you can, you know, $3 a month is like a pound and a half of organic apples. And if supporting my work is worth that to you, you know, that would mean like 1,000 pounds of organic apples to me. So I'm just putting it out there. Anybody who has the ability and desire, it's available to you. So yeah, again, just feel free to share the experience, share the EP, and look out for the release on Spotify. Make sure you hit me up on Spotify and hit me up in general. Hit me up in life. I'm like friends with everybody here, which is amazing. Or not everybody, but you know, a lot of my friends are here, which makes me feel really special. So thank you so much. Yeah. I give thanks to all of you, and I hope that you all are thriving. And I hope to continue to make art and bring healing into the world. So thank you again. And I'm going to say peace for now. So much love. Thank you.